All right, what's up, guys? We are now live. I'm just gonna get right into this Q&A and start off by saying these are gonna be the more like impromptu Q&As. Like I'm just gonna take questions that I got from the week from my YouTube channel and just answer them live and talk to you guys live on here and just take your guys' questions. But in the shorter Q&As that I mentioned in the last Q&A that I did, those are gonna be more topic specific Q&As, and those are just gonna be geared towards like being shorter and also just kind of have some more like research background stuff. But again, these are just going to be like these ones on Fridays are just going to be more talking and answer your guys' questions from the week and also talk to you guys live. So I'm just going to get into answering the first question I got like 5 days ago from Rojamar. He was in the last Q&A, I think, and I don't know if I answered his question fully, but since then he actually told me that he dunked 2 foot with the junior ball. So congrats to Rojamar Aquino. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. But he asked me if I could dunk off of 1 foot or if I could do like a do a video or experiment on dunking 2 foot and 1 foot. And I just want to answer the question first of dunking off 1 foot. I mentioned it in a past Q&A or past video. I don't currently work on 1 foot jumping because I feel like it takes away from 2 foot a little bit, like because I feel like those it takes different type of training to get better at each of those. Like it's two different techniques, and I've always been like a 2 foot jumper, so that's what I work on consistently. I can't really dunk, to answer the question. I can't really dunk 1 foot. I just kind of like set it in, but it's not dunking. So yeah, that's kind of the quick answer to that first question. But if you guys are 1 foot dunkers or 1 foot jumpers, let me know, because I feel like those are. Hey, what's up, Hillel? I feel like 1 foot jumpers are more rare, maybe. I don't know. I just talked to more of 2 foot dunkers and heard of more 2 foot dunkers. So if you guys are 1 foot dunkers, jumpers, let me know in the comments or just in this live stream. That'd be pretty cool to know about. So to answer the second question, I got from, I'm gonna find his name, Keon Jefferson. He said how to throw, like how do you throw good self oops? And this took a lot of practice, and I answered this by just saying like it's a lot of timing. Like if you guys are just starting to throw oops yourself or just starting to work on dunking, a lot of what goes into throwing good self lobs or oops is just a lot of timing, a lot of practice. And for me, I mean, I try to make sure that the ball has enough air in it for it to get high enough. Like for me, I like to have the ball have enough air to where I could go up and get it, rather than just kind of have it be like at my like waist level or something, unless I'm trying to practice like trick dunks, which I don't do on 10 feet. The trick dunks I'll practice on like low rib and stuff, but to throw a good self oops, I would just say it's a lot of timing, a lot of practice, and it's just a lot of repetition. Like if you're just starting off dunking, I would say to start off with like having somebody throw you like a lob in front of the rim. Like that's how I got my first kind of dunk tip in dunk. But after that point, that's when I started to throw a lot of self lobs and just continued getting better at those. And now I feel like I have those down pretty good, but I want to start working on like throwing like self lobs off glass, or just working on more to kind of have more variety in dunking, I guess. So that's the answer to Keon's question. And then I got another question that is kind of interesting, because I kind of talked about it in the I've talked about supplements before in a past video, but his name is Fluel, I think, Flugel. He asked me, do I drink protein after training? And this question I just got like 3 hours ago. And I don't drink protein or take any supplements after I work out. I will occasionally use protein like in smoothies or whatever. Like if I'm just making it throughout the day, or if I'm low in protein throughout the day, I'll include like a protein. Like again, I'll include in like a protein smoothie or something. But I don't aim to take protein or like take any kind of specific supplement after I work out, because like for me, being like a college student and stuff, like it's another cost, and I feel like I would rather get it from food. So I really try to base like nutrient intake, and that includes protein, fat, whatever. I try to include that more from food. So if I could eat like lean meat or just eggs or something like that, I'd rather get the protein from that, and also all the vitamin stuff that comes along with it, than just go to a protein shake. Like I mean, it's definitely more convenient. So I mean, I wouldn't not recommend it, I guess, but I would say you get a lot more from just getting it from food, if that makes sense. So yeah, if you guys have, if you guys, I would say if you guys have the access and have been thinking about getting a better diet or whatever, I feel like it would be good to incorporate those nutrients in and those macros from your food rather than turning to a supplement. Like I said, unless it's for convenience or if you don't have the time or whatever to cook, then I would say definitely go to a protein just to get the protein intake. But I don't necessarily turn to that right after I work out or anything. So, and I like to keep this kind of just talk about supplements really quick. I really don't take supplements very much at all. I do have like a pre-workout, but I'll only take that before like dunk sessions and stuff because of the ingredients. And like the one I have has like clinically effective dosages of citrulline, and I think there's creatine in it, which I don't necessarily think that's necessary for a pre-workout because I feel like that takes more of like a loading phase to even like have an effect. But has like uh, betaine, beta alanine, just clinical dosages of all those. And before I work out, I'll usually drink like black coffee or just something with caffeine because like there's been a lot of research and a lot of studies I've read about that actually says like caffeine has like obviously like it's a stimulant, so it has like a stimulatory effect on your nervous system. So I mean, I like to just drink like black coffee or something with caffeine before I work out. But like I said, just to save money and stuff in the long run, because I mean, you know how like if you guys have ever looked into supplements or whatever, you guys know that I can get pretty expensive. So I like to just kind of use supplements sparingly and like when they're needed, rather than just turning to them all the time for convenience or whatever. But and I also like to cook, so it's just cool to get it from your food if you can. But yeah, so I'm gonna go to those are questions from my YouTube comments this week, and shout out to Hillel for joining the live stream number 15 in a row. I got another one from Joe Verning. He said, "Hey man, I'm 6 foot, 185 pounds, and have a raw vertical. I can barely get above the rim, maybe by an inch or so. I've just started to commit to a workout program of 10 minutes of biking to warm up, then squats, 3 reps of 6 reps, 75 calf raises each leg with a 40-pound dumbbell, box step ups with a 20-pound medicine ball, and finally 3 sets of 3 lunges. Any workouts I should add or reps to increase?" So I actually kind of answered his question. Well, I didn't actually answer his question. I answered his question with kind of like the reverse of his question, because he asked me how many if he should add any workouts or reps, and I said that he should I said he should definitely I said I think he should decrease his reps because um, like with the workouts I'm doing now, a lot of it is low rep, high intensity, working on like explosion, just getting the most like getting the most load in each lift that you can, and just not training endurance necessarily, but more training explosiveness and strength. So that's why I would say to kind of decrease the reps to work on more explosiveness and rate of force development rather than just kind of doing like 75 reps of 75 reps of calf raises, which I mean I feel like that's more endurance. But so I recommended that he would do some kind of like functional training for calves, like maybe bounding or line hops or like ladders or square hops, just something like that. That's kind of more functional and more useful towards jumping rather than just doing a million calf raises. And I think I also recommended, let's see what he said, three sets of 6 box squats, or not box squats. Oh, and then I also said like as he gains strength, I would also recommend that he started to like include plyometrics like depth jumps, drop jumps, just altitude drops, stuff like that. Because I feel like it's good once you start to gain strength to incorporate that strength and use that strength to actually benefit him or you guys, or if you guys are in that workout phase, to benefit you for your jumping. So that's what I said. I feel like plyometrics and stuff I've read have kind of said the same thing. Like plyometrics and jumping is just like an application of strength you've gained from working out. So it's like, I referenced OTA on here before, overtime athletes. He's kind of talked about it as like, you could gain strength, you could do plyometrics, but to have that transfer over to dunking, like dunking is a skill. Like that's something that has to be practiced. That's something that has to be trained on its own. So I mean, just just doing the squats and the strength training and the plyometrics, like yes, that might help you jump higher, but you have like dunking is also like its own separate thing. Like it's a skill that has to be practiced, it has to be developed. So it's good that if you're on a strength program or doing plyometrics or whatever to get better. But I just feel like implementing that strength into a skill is definitely like the most important. So move this. Okay. And Hillel said the caffeine thing is real. Yeah, it's definitely real. It's like pretty much like the only supplement, like I said, I'll go to on a regular basis, I guess, before my workouts. Really don't go to anything else. So I mean, you can get like caffeine, just like straight caffeine, like pills or supplements on the internet. They're like $3 or between like $3 and $5. But I like to taste the coffee too, so you know, just drink that before my workouts. But yeah, I'm gonna go through and check and see if I have any more questions from the week. Let me guys know. Let me guys know. Let me know what you guys think of like the doing multiple Q&As throughout the week, because like I said, I just want to bring more to these Q&As. Like I want to bring more like interesting content and better topics to kind of talk about. Just to kind of, I don't know, like just to make these more engaging and make these more of like a learning experience rather than just talking about, the same, like just not saying jumping like is the same thing, but it's just incorporating different things into the live streams to make them just more interesting. So like I said, I like to learn about like a bunch of different, like all different things. So I mean, if it's, oh, what happened? I don't know if you guys could see me right now. Let me see really quick. I have control. Can you see me right now? I don't know if you guys can hear me or see me, but it doesn't look like my video is coming on the screen. Let me try this. All right, so Hillel said you can't see me. Can you still hear me though? Let me see here. So I got a FaceTime call on my phone and then it came up on my computer and knocked out the live stream. So let's see. Okay, so you can hear me, but you can't see me. Let's see. Okay, I might have to stop. Let me see. All right, I might have to hang up and then try to come back into the live stream. So I'll be right back. Sorry about this again. Be right back. All right, can you guys see me now? I think I might have got it back on. All right, it's showing back up on the screen, so I think you guys could see me. Can you hear me too? Okay, cool. Thanks for letting me know. Hello. All right. All right. What are we talking about? Supplements? Are we talking about supplements? Oh yeah, I was just talking about like doing the short live streams and the short Q&As. I also had a great suggestion from Joe Ingram one. If you guys want to check him out, he has a pretty cool channel. I won't tell you what it's about. You guys just gotta go check him out. But he suggested that I maybe do some type of like Instagram Q&A, which I think that'd be pretty cool. Just to do like a really like mini short version of just questions from Instagram, like do them on Instagram. So I feel like that'd be really cool to add to my Instagram, just to make it more engaging, more interesting, to be on there and stuff. So I might start including that. So watch out for that. Might start doing that soon. So let me know what you guys think. What you guys would think of that. And also if you guys ever have any suggestions for these Q&As, like the Q&As I'm going to start doing throughout the week, like the shorter ones, that'd be really cool because, like I said, I just want to take like one topic, kind of like look into it. I mean, pretty in depth, but to the point where I could summarize and make it concise, like one page, like pretty much a one-page summary of like what the topic is about. So I feel like, I don't know, I feel like that's like it's a helpful way to learn things when you could take a lot of information, like a lot of research, and then kind of bring it down to us, like a concise summary, and then talk about it more with you guys on here but just make it like a shorter version than these Friday Q&As answering questions from the week. So I'm gonna go through and answer another question from YouTube this week. Oh, so another one from Rojamar. He said to post more dunk sessions, which I just got home for summer break like a week ago, and I haven't like found a good gym to dunk at. So once I find a good gym that I can start dunking at consistently, I'll be posting a lot more dunk sessions. But I will be posting dunk progress month 7, I believe, in a couple days. So stay tuned for that video to come up. And then I'm also going to be posting a full day of eating video, which I took yesterday, like I recorded yesterday, that I'll be posting soon after this live stream. I'm just finishing it up. So once that's done, it'll be up after this live stream. Which that was another video I was kind of asked about to do before, like a full day of eating. And it just like turned out that, I mean, you guys will see in the video, but I actually ended up eating out somewhere yesterday and still fit the food in my macros. So it'll be kind of helpful, if you guys ever not like drift off your diet, but if you guys ever, still go out or kind of go away from making food at home, that you could still there's still ways to fit the food in your macros if you're going out to eat. So okay, so Cammy Dunks, he said, I tried 1 foot jumping this week. I usually jump off of 2 feet, but I managed to get much higher off of 1 foot, and I was touching about 9.5, 9.6 with the 2 foot technique, but with the 1 foot technique, I'm getting 9.10. But when I land, I'm about 6 or 7 feet away from my takeoff point. Is this normal for a 1 foot jump, or am I losing vert by traveling too far in the air? Also, I think I could jump about 1 inch higher because I don't have a good run up at my house. So the videos I've watched and like what I've looked into about 1 foot jumping, it seems like 1 foot jumping takes like a lot of like it takes a lot more speed than 2 foot jumping, where like 2 foot jumping is just kind of like more of like a power movement. It's almost like going from, just like a squat up, whereas um a lot of 1 foot jumpers that I've seen, they have to gain a lot of speed before they actually go into their jump. So I feel like you're not, I feel like, you know, to answer Cammy's question, like I feel like he's not losing any vertical by traveling too far in the air. Like I feel like you just by because he's a 1 foot jumper, I feel like you 1 foot jumpers naturally travel. They have like a more horizontal um like travel than a 2 foot jumper does. But that doesn't mean that you can't, you know, I feel like that doesn't mean you can't get as high off of 1 foot. But he wanted to start, I think he's, let's see, he asked another question after that one. I think he said he wanted to start jumping off of 2 feet, but I just suggested that if he's already that close, or if he's already getting that high off of 1 foot, then he should just keep working on 1 foot, work on more speed, and just getting faster with his approach instead of actually trying to convert to be a 2 foot jumper. Because I feel like, I mean, like the way that I've gone through, like, you know, I guess deciding if I was a 1 foot or 2 foot jumper is just watching and like watching videos and stuff. And then, you know, if I were to see 1 foot jumpers who were better dunkers, then it would, like, I would just think to myself, oh, like maybe I should just try to be a 1 foot jumper. But if I've already been jumping off of 2 feet, then I feel like it's better to keep working on what you've already consistently been jumping, like how you've already consistently been jumping. Because I mean, if you try to completely switch to be a like a completely different jumper, like that's going to take a whole another amount of time to just get the technique down, and then starting to have to work you know, with exercises, or just with different, like I said, with different technique things that go with the opposite jump that you're trying to learn. um so I guess, like, if you see that 1 foot jumpers or 2 foot jumpers, if you feel like one jumps like quote unquote better than the other, I just feel like it's kind of preference and just how you look at it. So if you're already strong in one technique, I would say just to keep getting stronger, keep getting better with that technique, instead of like trying to completely switch and do something and, you know, jump a completely different way. And that kind of ties back to the jump analysis I did, like the jump testing, Hillel, with like trying to jump 4 foot and trying to jump 4 foot, because I've seen, and like Hillel has brought up on here too, with like um allowing like no heel to toe touch. And Hillel, I actually just saw, I mean, everyone, but like I just saw on Instagram, like there was a player in the NBA Combine who just recorded a 44.5 inch running vertical, and like I swear, like his heel, like I've never seen more heel contact before he actually went into his jump. Like it was crazy. Like it was literally like heel and then just into his full foot and then up. So I mean, I feel like it's just really how you've jumped, how your body has adapted to like the way you've, you know, walked or run or however throughout your like throughout the time that you've been jumping, and it's just whatever you've kind of become accustomed to. But it's just about like strengthening that and getting better with that technique, instead of like trying to say, oh, like I've seen this many people jump this way, so I should just start learning it that way. Like that could end up leading to injury. And this is what the students who were in the doing like the jump testing with me, they were kind of talking about. It's that it's not necessarily that there's less injury with one way of jumping. It's that the sample sizes might be smaller with one type of jumping. So like with 4 foot jumping, the sample size might be a lot smaller than people who jump heel to toe. So because there's a smaller sample size, then, you know, it's gonna seem like less of them get injured than the larger sample size. So hello, yeah, okay. So hello said a heel touch is not a heel strike. There's a difference. Yeah, that's a good point too. I never really thought about that, but it did seem like his was more of like it was almost like a rock. Like he had the heel touch, and then it was like a like a propulsion almost. So I feel like that's probably benefited him in his jump more than actually hurt. So hello, like would you kind of consider a heel strike like literally almost like digging your heel into the ground? Because I mean, I feel like that's how I would think about a heel strike, is you almost, not like purposefully, but it being less of a like less of an accident rather than like a heel touch. Either way, like I talked about in the last Q&A, I feel like it's like that, whatever that point is that your foot is touching the ground, like that's the amortization phase. So I feel like if that phase however you're jumping, if that phase is still really short, like you're still going to get the maximum height out of your jump because you're on the ground for the least amount of time. So whether you're heel striking or 4-foot jumping, however you're jumping, it's about keeping that phase as short as possible, so you could just use that force and that energy that you gain in your approach to actually just explode into your jump. So I don't know. I feel like that kind of makes sense. I don't know. It seems like it kind of would. I've never looked into the difference though between a heel touch and a heel strike, but I guess that makes sense. Hello. Oh, and also I've had a question from Basketball Johnny. He's asked me a couple times in my YouTube comments to do um, and KDST. He asked me. He said, "Why do I dislike tall people?" I don't dislike tall people. So Basketball Johnny said it's really. Oh wait, let's see. He wanted me to do so. The next experiment that I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna kind of tell you guys that are here. Oh wait. So Hillel said even if the heel sometimes touches the ground, which is okay if you still have some energy, and not to lose it to the ground by heel. Wait, even if the heel sometimes touches the ground, it's okay if you still have some energy and not lose it to the ground by heel strike. Okay. So like with what Hillel said right there, it seems like it does just seem like heel striking just increases the time of that amortization phase and the phase that you're just kind of in a static position. So you're losing energy and force to the ground more than you are taking it into your jump. So yeah, either way, just however you're jumping, just decreasing that time frame would be, I feel like would be most beneficial. But yeah, so Basketball Johnny's asked me to do an experiment, which it's going to be the next one I do. He's asked me to do it's going to be this one, and then the one that Dunks for Christ let me know about, or suggests to me, which was dunking in front of people. So I'll be doing those two next. But Basketball Johnny recommended that I do. I'm trying to find it because I think he said to work out. I think he said to do a workout, take 2 days off, and then do a dunk session. So I've never. I don't think I might have done that before, but I didn't actually like keep track of it. So if I could actually keep track of it and do that type of experiment, that'd be cool. But I'm gonna do it after like this. I'm in like a strength phase right now, so I'm in like a pretty strict like time frame of lifting. So once this kind of week is up, which is actually 10 days, not a week, I'll test that experiment where I lift one day, which the lift is going to be in a deload week. So I'll lift and then I'll take 2 days off, which will be like the 2 rest days I would normally have that week, and then I'll do a dunk session and see how it goes. But he's been recommending it. He recommended it a couple times, so I'm definitely gonna do that one pretty soon and see how it goes. But I feel like that should be a pretty good dunk session go, because I feel like just having 2 rest days. I think I did one dunk session before where I had 2 rest days, and I felt like crazy good because the week or the dunk sessions before that, there were times in the dunk session where I just felt sore and like felt kind of slow in my jumps. So I feel like having those 2 extra rest days, it'll be pretty helpful doing a dunk session. But then, there's people who dunk every day, there's people who lift every day and dunk. So I guess it's just like preference or how you're training, how you want to train. So have to see how that goes. But yeah, I think I'm going to end the live stream here or pretty soon. If you guys have any more questions, just let me know in the chat. But I'll go through the comments one more time and see if there's any more questions from the week. But Hillel said, yeah. He said, yeah, heel strike or even heel touch occur when the foot is not strong enough to handle the force. It doesn't mean the foot is weak, though. Maybe that's a big force so the heel has to touch. Yeah, it's true. Like it's kind of like displacing the force because like if he were to just land forefoot, like his ankle would twist or something. But I don't know. Maybe it's just different types of jumping. I actually kind of want to try to find it real quick because it was crazy. Like I watched it like 5 times. Hmm. Yeah, all right, here it is. It was by OT. What's his name? Hamidou Diallo. I don't know if you guys have heard of him. I think he plays for. It looks like Kentucky. Yeah, this is him right here. OTN. Crazy. But yeah, here's the jump. It was just crazy. Find it. Yeah, I have it right here. Hello. I'll show you it once it replays. See, like, do you see how much his heel touched the ground right there? Yeah, that was pretty crazy. Um, yeah, it says in the caption, I don't know if I showed that, but 44 and a half inches. Oh, sorry. Hold on. This is the better one. You could actually see the heel. I was wondering why that one looked like you couldn't see the heel at all. But here's a better look at it from like a fuller extension. So it's gonna come like right here, right there. Sorry about that. The other one was on a different page, but like, yeah, that's the 44 and a half inch vertical. I could literally just keep watching. It's like this is why like when I see people who are like getting max verticals like this, I'll literally just watch their technique over and over and over and over and over and over again to see how they're jumping. But yeah. So I don't know, hello, what would you consider that like a heel touch? I mean it seems like it's more of a heel touch than a heel strike. I mean, it's very controlled. Like that's, I mean, that's I guess that's one thing I noticed from that too, is that like it doesn't seem like he's losing. He wouldn't be losing that much by, like his foot moving one way or another. Like I feel like it was just a very like smooth, controlled heel touch. So maybe that has something to do with it too. Something I could look more into, but oh, it's just every time like I said, every time I see like somebody get a max vertical like that or just crazy dunkers and stuff. I'll just kind of see how they're jumping and kind of like try to tie it to how I'm jumping, like relates to how I'm jumping, and maybe think about ways I could be jumping better and tweaking my technique to make it better. But yeah, I just think it's cool to learn from and just watch like how dunkers like that jump. So pretty crazy. But yeah, I'm probably gonna end the live stream. Um, Hillel said, "Oh, he is definitely not striking his heel for sure. He's not even putting that much pressure on the heel. I'm not even sure it touches the ground. I think it looked like it definitely touched the ground. I mean, like I said, I've seen it like from the Secrets to Athleticism, like his page and like his YouTube channel. I know he's talked about before where you can't actually see inside the shoe. So even though it looks like his heel is touching the ground, like the whole time his heel might be actually like raised a little bit. Um, so he doesn't actually like lose any force to the ground or as much as you might think he's losing because it looks like his shoe. Yeah. So Hillel just said that sometimes it may look like the heel is touching because of the shoe. I'm bringing it up one more time. Look at it again. Yeah, so hello, I was like talking about like this part coming up. See, like right there. I'll let it go one more time. See right there. Like that looks like it could be a heel touch, but then again, like you said, you know, you never know because of the shoe. So I guess you wouldn't really know unless he was jumping with his shoes off. But I mean, like the frequent flyer, like I watched Guy uh Dupay, I think his name is. Um, I've watched like his videos and like watched how he jumps. Russell Westbrook, like I've watched those guys. Hillel said, yeah, he's not putting pressure on the heel. It's very little for sure. I mean, yeah, that's a good point because that's probably why it looks so smooth, Hillel. Like, it's because it's like almost like a drift. I mean, I know it's in slow motion, but like I guess in real time, it just looks like a smooth like takeoff. So yeah, that could be true. It's not actually like his heel's collapsing. It's just like a light touch, if anything. So yeah, it's a good point. So why I like to do these live streams, like get your guys' perspectives that, you know, when I was watching that, I was like, oh, his heel is definitely touching the ground. But then, you know, talking to you guys and Hillel on here, raising good points. So that's good. But yeah, I'm gonna get ready to go to the gym, get a lift in, do some jumping afterwards. Let's see. Hello, he's not putting pressure on his heel. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna get a lift in, do some jumping, and then I'll be posting the full day of eating video soon after this. So stay tuned for that. But let me know if you guys have any more questions. I'll end this live stream in like 5 minutes. So also let me know, like, again, like just let me know, like let me know what you guys think of these live streams or just like any of the videos I post on my channel. Like I love to hear guys' feedback and just how I could like make how I can make them better, how I can make the content better, or just incorporate more of a certain content. Like I know I definitely am going to start posting more dunk videos. Like I know that's going to be like the main, probably like the main comment is, you know, posting more dunk videos, which I'm going to do. Just getting access to a court where they don't care that you dunk. Like that's like the hardest part is just getting a court you can dunk. But Hello said, yeah, trust me, it's not even possible to jump with putting pressure on your heel. That's physics. Yeah, that makes sense because like I've watched the Athlete Next video, which I referred to before, where he just talks about like if you were to actually have like a full heel strike, it'd be like putting on the brakes, and you would just lose so much force at the ground that you wouldn't. He was talking about it with sprinting, so like you wouldn't be able to go as fast. So I mean, it definitely makes sense. It'd just be interesting to like see inside of his shoe at that point, like when he was taking off, because definitely it looked like there was some, but you would never know like inside his shoe what it's like. They should make like a Nike should come out with like a see-through shoe. That'd be really cool. I wonder how hard that'd be to make. Let's make it. We're gonna make like a see-through jump shoe. I'll put together like the best jumping shoes to wear. All right, but I want to thank you guys for joining this live stream. Gonna go lift. I'll post that video soon again. Hello. one thing for sure is that he's putting a large amount of force on the balls of his feet, which is absorbing and acting elastic like a spring because of his great fascia tension. Yeah, definitely. It definitely seems that way. I mean, like if you've seen Dexton jump, like, or other, I mean, really any dunker like that has like a crazy max jump, max vertical. Like it does look like they just. I feel like they just know how to use the force that they build up and the elasticity they build up. Like I just feel like they've optimized at the point where they can get to those levels, obviously. So that's like what I'm trying to to learn and practice and stay consistent with in my training, is just getting better at, you know, all the timing of things, because I feel like a lot of it is timing. Like it's again, it's like decreasing the amount of time on the ground. It's like getting your arm swing in line with your body going vertical at the right time. It's like I feel like so much of it is just so much more of jumping is just like timing and using like the force you build up and like the energy you build up, rather than just like pure strength or anything like that. Um, because like I talked about in the last Q&A, like it's like how much elasticity you build up just in like the eccentric phase. Like that's what you're going to take into your jump. So it's like the more efficient you are with with the eccentric motion into the amortization phase, like that's going to make your jump or your shortening the shortening in the concentric phase like even more efficient, because you're being like the most efficient in the first two phases. Does that make sense? Hey, what's up, Peter? How's your dunk journey been going? Shout out to Peter in Ireland. Join the live stream. Peter said it's been going really good. That's great. Have you been saying like pretty consistent with jumping and stuff, or your lit, or how have you been working? How have you been working out or jump training? Hello said, yeah, Dexon is amazing, and Chung. Yeah, I saw that comment. Hello. So Hello said, yeah, Dexon is amazing, and Chung commented on one of his videos, said he has great fascia tension. I suggest you research more on fascia. That's what it's all about. Hello, I'll definitely take note of that right now and talk about that. I'll talk about that in one of the shorter Q&As throughout the week. So that'll be like a good research topic to do for the next Q&A. Fascia tension. I'll probably be doing that next shorter Q&A probably Monday. That'll be the next like shorter one. But I'll still post like I said, the full day of eating video, and then the dunk progress one also in 2 days. Hello said, I mean, think about it, fascia is the most energy efficient material in the body. Yeah, I mean, I like I said, I'm gonna do more research into it. Hello, but I mean, I'll definitely learn more about it, then talk about it in the live stream. The live stream again will probably be Monday. Peter said, I've been working legs 3 times a week, and I do squats, leg press, lunges, and box jumps. I dunked on 9 feet on Wednesday. I think that's awesome, Peter. Were you using like a regulation ball, or just like, or have you been working with like a smaller one? See, it's amazing. Like I feel like when we were talking live stream before, like I don't know how close you were to 9 feet, but I know you weren't dunking on 9 feet. But it's just like I feel like just being consistent is like the biggest thing. Just being consistent over a period of time, like you'll start to see like it's almost like these things happen by magic. Like you're all of a sudden one day you're dunking on 9 feet, and then you're dunking on 9.5 feet, and then one day you dunk on 10, and it's like wow, how did this happen? But it's like you look back and you're like, oh, I've worked this much time. I've been doing all this work, like, and then one day it just happened. So Peter said he started with a small ball and made his way up. So that's good. Like I said, I don't think I ever really dunked a lot with a small ball. Like maybe when I was like younger, just like outside and stuff. But when I was really in the like strict consistent training phase for jumping and dunking, it was like, and I was always using like a bigger ball. But like I said, I don't feel like it's bad at all to start off with a small ball. Like, I feel like you get a lot of good practice with just like with flushing especially, and just like how to, like, I feel like you work more on the approach and the actual jump technique aspect. Like you get that down since you're using a smaller ball, but then once you start to implement the ball, I feel like it's just more timing. So Peter said, thank you for all your tips. They really helped. Anytime. I love sharing tips. Love helping you guys. I think it's really cool. So that's a really cool part about these live streams, is getting to talk to you guys from like all over the world and talk and just like give you guys advice or just hear your guys' experiences. Like it's really good stuff. But yeah, hello. I'll definitely look into the fascia. I'll post some updates on my Instagram story and show you some stuff I've learned from it. But I'll be taking notes. I'm probably gonna look into it today now that you told me about it, because like anytime I hear about a topic like that, it's just fascinating. That's um like another word I guess I've heard thrown around a lot, is like the fascia, but I never really looked into it that much. Hillel said it's really the biggest things that stands behind jumping. It's an elastic spring. Why research on all these small details when you have a spring? Yeah, that's true. So Peter said he's going to make a YouTube of his progress. Go check him out. Follow his progress. Peter, what's the name of your YouTube? Is it going to be just Peter Dunks 23? I'm guessing. Is that going to be, you're just going to add the videos to that? Hillel said just need to figure out how to work on it. Yeah. But I mean, Hillel, I feel like working on fascia, if that's how, I guess, like if that's how you would refer to it, um I feel like that would come with like doing, maybe it just comes from jumping, or like certain like different ways of jumping. Maybe, I don't know, like maybe it comes from plyometrics, maybe it comes more from, hello said good luck Peter. I feel like maybe it just comes more from maybe the plyometric side. I don't know, like I said, I'm gonna look more into it. So be a cool topic to talk about Monday. I might do the live stream Monday, probably around this time, but I'll post to my Instagram and stuff at LikeMikeBarrins to let you guys know when I'm going to talk about that. And Peter Dunk said, yeah, I made one video last week, but going to make another one tomorrow. That's awesome. I think it's good to follow your like to track your progress, because you really see, it's like motivation. Like you see that you've gotten better over a period of time. Because I feel like when you're trying to when you're trying to track your progress, just like in your head, like you might think like you haven't gotten anywhere, but when you actually like see it on video, and you can actually like, it's almost kind of like looking to the past a little bit, you can actually see that you've made some kind of progress. So I feel like it's really good to do. Well, I said it comes from the hyperarch. You work on fascia through it. Okay, yeah. So I guess from the videos that Chung talked about, like I guess it would be related to that like feeling you get if you were to just if you were to do line hops on the ball of your foot, and then you start to feel like up to your glute almost. Like maybe that's like the fascia release, but I'll find more out about that. Talk about it. All right, now Hillel's got me all hyped to go look into this fascia stuff. But I'm gonna end the live stream here, get that video up of the full day of eating, and then yeah, do some research into the fascia for Monday. So I want to thank you guys all for tuning in, and I'll see you guys in the next live stream. See you guys later.